These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that road shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my double shit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army. Going up like a rocket, can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 with a booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Woo, keep on sobbing, got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it coach shit. Coming up on my double shit.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's one West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on his beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on his beat till my fucking head numb. Black lock, red drum, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. Doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping, kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you do in life. These hands are rude, GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Know it's harsh, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my double shit.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is golden to get them. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to ASG the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and all your ass need to stop it. ASG the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. You gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, Jeremiah, we'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it. ASG the prophets. Step on solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent. I got it. Let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss. Ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with you. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pass through the fire. ASG the prophets. That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. But your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. The ASG to stop the ASG the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it. ASG to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up, serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga.
ISUPK presents As Ye the Prophets weekly podcast.
Every race in the movie.
We are not the trust. We are not the trusty oppressor, and we are not the trusty.
Send in your questions to AskYeTheProphets@gmail.com or Ask Ye the Prophets on Facebook. And your questions will be answered live every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shalom.
He speaketh of his own.
The white man made himself be the Egyptians and the Israelites. And the virgins. Every race in the movie.
All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm on this for life, nigga. This a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you what. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind foot. Hey, they said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji.
Let's clap it up. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Welcome to another episode of Ask Ye the Prophets. I appreciate everybody tuning in. You understand, we got a lot to cover. Once again, send all your questions, anything that's on your mind, any dreams, any visions, any you think an angel came to you and said some words to you, send it in. Send in your story to AskYeTheProphets@gmail.com, or you could direct message us at Ask Ye the Prophets on Facebook. Support the GoFundMe. It's on the Ask Ye the Prophets page. It's called Ask Ye the Prophets GoFundMe, just to help out. Every little bit count. We trying to get equipment and different things. We got a few things that's real nice. Got some things coming. If you can support, we can blow this thing all the way out. So what I want to get into today, of course, the big buzz is the whole George Floyd trial and the police and whether, we gonna get justice and what's going on. You understand? So, they found the devil guilty, of course. They found him guilty. But the fact that black people and brown people had to hold their breath through the whole thing, watching the trial and everything, that's proof that this place is not for us, man. The fact that out of all the murders, everything that went on, before we had cameras and video, we was like, we need to get video, We're gonna issue, then they said they're gonna issue the police body cameras, everybody pulling out their phone. But before all that, we was like, we need video, and then surely we'll get justice with video. And now we got video all day long, and we still gotta sit through a trial with an obvious murder and sit on the edge of our seats, holding our breath, hoping it comes out with the right thing. You understand? And it ain't over yet. So we're gonna get more into George Floyd. First, I want to get into this first video. Give me that the email, that link I sent about the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy, man. This video we about to show you, man, it's gonna show you the total contrast that the ISUPK been telling you forever, man. The two justice systems in America. There's one justice system for our oppressor and his people, and the other one is not even a justice system. There's not even justice going on with us, man. We supposed to be under the same constitution, the same laws, you understand, have the same civil liberties and civil rights, but it is not given to us like it's given to them. Because once again, when those laws and those constitutions was written, we was 3/5 of a man. We fought and marched and got our teeth knocked in and all that there just to sit at white people's counters and drink out of their fountains and sit on their toilets. And then they desegregated everything. Now we can go to the same schools they can go to. We can sit at their fountain. We can drink out of their fountains and sit at their food counters and everything. But that hatred for us, that has never left. That has never left, man. They hate us just as much as they ever hated us. You understand? They can't stand us. There's something in them that when they see us, it don't sit with them. They don't understand, and a lot of our people don't understand that feeling is biblical, man. That's biblical, and we're going to get into that too. Edomites were saying that when police officers pull over black people and they see us, they say the biases, whether conscious or unconscious, everything they learned from their childhood about us and all the feelings they think about us, it comes into play in split seconds. And so they quick to pull out guns because of the biases, man, that they're taught in this place. You understand? And Donald Trump, for sure, reignited all the biases in everybody, man. You understand? So when we go into these police and this beast and our oppressor, when I say our oppressor, a lot of you Negroes are simple. You might say, well, I know 2 white guys and they've been my buddies since I was young, and they stand and they march with us and they do this. Listen, when I say our oppressor, or when I say so-called white people, when I talk about them, I'm talking about them in general as a race, because that's how the Bible teaches us. The Bible teaches about Edomites, who are so-called white people, in general. When it talks about Israelites, it's speaking about in general. Who ever heard of a stereotype? Y'all heard of stereotypes, right? Black people love chicken, man. We love some fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread. We love it, right? Now, does every black person like fried chicken? No. Does every black person like collard greens and cornbread? No. But as a people, we damn sure love fried chicken and collard greens. You understand? So it's general. Black people love fried chicken. It's general. It doesn't mean that white people don't like it. Yes, white people love chicken. You understand? Chinese people love chicken. They little cat, dog, rat, and snail, but they love chicken too. You understand? But when the Bible talks about races and people, is talking in general about the whole thing. Black people sinned against God and brown people and was put on ships and was put into slavery. Now, were there some good people on the slave ships? I'm sure there were. I'm sure there were some good people, but they got punished like the rest of us on them ships. You understand? Because the Lord talks about nations and races and delivers punishments and blessings as a whole, man. So when I say white people this or our oppressor this, your buddy at your job or your white girlfriend or your white pal that you grew up with, he might not hate us as much as the rest of his people, but his people still hate us. You understand? And when it comes down to it, hell, he might have to choose sides one day. And you best believe, just like doing right after slavery, all the white people that lynched us and hurt us, there were some white people telling them to stop also. Some of the police back then was saying, well, you can't do this so out in the open. Sheriff, you better shut your mouth and give that nigger to us, or we're going to tear this place up. Oh man, and the sheriff give them to them. The sheriff didn't want it to happen. He trying to do his job, but those numbers, his people, he can't fight against his people. Right. And those are your so-called good white people today. They're not going to go all out for their people. And you're going to see in the future, we got rough times coming. We got rough times coming. Before I go into it, read that first story and show the video. Read a little bit.
People call out police hypocrisy after arrest of white Minnesota man who dragged officer with truck.
Some of y'all might have saw this, right? People are outraged to see how police deal with their own in dangerous situations compared to how they deal with black and brown children and adults the same in what they deem as dangerous situations. Play that video, Yedaya.
Carnival concert.
Let me give a shout out to Lafayette too. He gave us an exclusive this morning. He got a track called Pain, man. We rocked it out as the first song on the show, man. It's rocking too, man. Florida in the house, in the building. Go ahead.
Carnival concert.
Oh. Oh my God.
Look at it.
Hell no.
Play that again, you die. One more time from the beginning. So you got an Edomite in a white truck who the police surround, right? They can hear me, right? Who the police surround him, right? They on his truck, they trying to get him. He start backing up and ramming the damn cruisers and backing into them. Now, black people then tried to pull off and get away. We ain't even hit the cop car. We just tried to pull off and get away, and they murdered us, talking about he could have killed one of us with that vehicle. He could have killed a citizen with that vehicle. He could have done a lot when he just pulling off trying to get away. This devil backed up, banged into the cruiser, could have killed the guy with the shotgun right there, right behind him, banged forward, the guy hanging on, one cop hanging on to the car. You understand? He would have had his gun out if that driver was black while he driving, banging, shooting into that damn car, man, putting his whole clip into that driver. You understand? But when it comes to them, those things don't happen. There's so much consideration. There's so much love. There's so much goddamn patience for these people, man. Our oppressors that they have for each other, but they got none for us. No patience for us. No compassion for us. And our problem is we always seeking their compassion. And we always seeking their love. There is none. Stop seeking your love from these people, man. We got to recognize that they will never love us because they wasn't created to love us, man. These are our punishments that's on this earth. These are the curse to us that God created on this earth. Stop looking for their love and compassion. They don't have any to give us, man. They don't have any. The police is not going to consider you. The problem, we got to get rid of the police. That's the answer. You understand? Don't think the police going to change. We got to get new police. We got to be the police, man. Because we the only ones going to have some love for us. Hell, and that's rare. When black and brown people join the police force, a lot of time they take on that demon and serve this beast well, like they one of them. You understand? You got a few that they call good cops, but I'll explain that later. Let's get that next story, Yedaya. Let's get the not allowed to arrest white people one. You understand? So you see how they treat this old devil, man. And we see this time and time again. I've seen videos where the Edomite got a gun. And they said, drop the gun, drop the gun. He said, no, I'm not going to drop the gun. I'm not going to drop the gun. He lifts his hands up with the gun. Oh, no, I'm not going to drop it. You're not going to arrest me. And they got all the patience in the world. They take forever. And finally, they might shoot his hand. I've seen that where they shot his hand, his gun hand, and he dropped the gun. And then they tried to rush in. But he went home. He wasn't murdered. Time and time again, those things happen. I done seen where Edomites fight the police, full out whooping their ass, hitting them in the face and everything. And they fight them and wrestling them. And he trying to get their gun. He got his hand on their gun trying to get it. With a cop hollering to his partners, he's trying to get my gun. He's trying to get my gun. But because he's an oppressor, because he's white, they don't murder him. They don't even tase him in most cases. They just fight him until they can get him. You understand? They don't handle us like that. Their answer to us, no matter what we doing, anything opposite or against anything they perceive or want done in their mind, the answer is murder. It's murder. That's the answer to us. Go ahead.
Concert.
all police forces in America are racist, man. We in a racist system, and it did not change yesterday. Go ahead.
We weren't allowed to arrest white people. Pioneering Tampa officers honored for striking blow against discrimination in police department.
Let's play that. Listen to these brothers, man. These are older brothers, man. But when they was on the police force, they had to go through hell trying to be police in this beast police force, man. Yeah, all black and brown people go through hell trying to be up under these oppressors, trying to work with them. And I guess since they taught us when we was young on the cartoons, if you can't beat them, join them. So they joined the police force hoping at least, you know, they'll look at me different. At least I won't be arrested. At least I'll be down with their team. It's like joining the gang that you think is the toughest. So they joined that gang called the police force, that criminal organization, and find out that they just the back of the bus. That they're the back of the bus. Hell, me and my simple ass in the world, you die. I applied for the police force. But in my mind, because I was always black power in my mind, the Ankh and African black power crap, didn't know no better. I tried to join. I went to suburbs, Marion County, right outside of Philadelphia, and tried to be police out there. You understand? Because I told myself, I ain't arresting my people, but I'm going to go arrest them white boys. See, what I was thinking was I can go in there and probably make a change or something, or at least oppress them as hard as they oppress us. But no, the system, the game is rigged. You know what I'm saying? You can't go in there and change anything. You can't go in there harassing the oppressor just because you a black police. Hell no. And they're going to tell you right here. Go ahead.
Envision what is happening now would happen.
These retired Tampa policemen are being honored.
Give me a one if y'all can hear the video. I want to make sure y'all hearing the video.
Police department.
Give me a one if the video's coming through clear.
One day, and I had a detective, a burglary detective, to come out of his pocket with a packet of photographs. And he pulled them out of his pocket and walked up to me and asked me if I knew any of these N words. And that.
Listen to that. Pause that, you guys.
For me.
James.
He said, can you go back a little? He said the police come, listen, they were so blatant against their own officers that the white police would come up to the black police and say, listen, we're looking for some guys. Have you seen any of these niggas? Say that to the black cop, to his face. Show them some suspects that are black and say, have you seen any of these niggas? You familiar with these niggas here? That's how they treated us, man. Who wants to go through that? Now, why would you suffer that mess under this beast? Why? Because you think at least you part of the tough gang and they ain't gonna beat you up now? They ain't gonna beat you up. You know how many black cops that have been shot and murdered by white cops when they didn't have that uniform on? Trying to tell them, I'm the police. Bow, bow. They ask questions later. Then find out they just shot a brother. I think he was in New York, one recent brother a couple years back, man. Play.
Photographs. And he pulled them out of his pocket and walked up to me and asked me if I knew any of these N words.
Good.
And that cemented it for me.
James Dukes and 3 other black officers in Tampa, Florida, filed a federal complaint that would go on to make history. But before all that, the Fearless Four told me the racism and intimidation that black civilians felt from some white police officers also existed within the police department.
You hear that? They said the racism, Paul, they said the racism that black people suffer, the civilians, the citizens, suffer at the hands of these police, which we've been suffering since they was created. Since the police force was created, the patty rollers, we've been suffering that since then. They said not only do the citizens suffer that racism and oppression, but even the black cops who got to work in the same department with these devils and drive the same cars with these oppressors, they suffer the same thing, man. So why go through that, man? We got each other, and that's all we need, man. I beg you, police, man, any black and brown police officer, you know the racism and the evil going on in the police force. And yesterday didn't change that. It's the same old police force. You understand? Why do it, man? There's other jobs you can get. You may not pay a lot of money. What, are you afraid? A lot of our people are filled with fear, man. We so afraid that we'd rather be next to them, being oppressed by them, than being a normal cat walking down the street and oppressed by them. You understand? It's fear going through a lot of us. These brothers realize that these cops still hate us, man, even though we police just like them. And they hate us because of our skin. The reports found that your skin Your skin trumps your blue uniform when you on the police force, man. They said the white police, they see your skin as a stronger force than that blue uniform you got on. Fighting with them, backing them up in certain instances, man. That brown skin that you got, they just can't get past that. And that's biblical. Go ahead.
Overtures over the radios, and that was just common practice at the department during that time. And so
The men say at that time, black officers were not allowed to arrest white people.
Listen to that.
And detain him. And then you would have to explain to the white officer as to what
Oh,
happened.
This was humiliating for them.
They told them, listen, you niggas can arrest them, but you just detain them. You just hold them and you call for a white officer. Then when the white police come, you explain to them what the problem is and why you detaining them, and then they'll take over. You take your little niglet behind somewhere else and go stop a traffic ticket or get somebody a ticket or something. I'll take this guy, and then I'll determine if he should be arrested or not. If he done something heinous enough that I feel he should be arrested, then I get the credit for that, not you. You understand? But you ain't allowed to do nothing. There's a movie running on pay-per-view or Netflix or something like that. Or it was just recently running. I don't know if they stopped it or not. I can't remember the name. I never caught it from the beginning. But it was black soldiers, you understand? And they had one white soldier who was over all the other soldiers. He might have been a general or something like that, the commander. He was cool with the black guy. And the black guy had his whole black battalion, you understand? And so they saw white people beating the hell out of some black guy, and they arrested him. And the white guys, they was like, they tried to fight the cops. And the black soldiers rather, pulled their gun and said, y'all back up, we taking this guy. And then the other white guys that said, you think you tough with those guns, you niggas? We got guns too. And they said, you ain't taking it. And the soldier said, listen, if y'all stop us from taking them, we gonna report this to so-and-so. And then he gonna stop y'all money, man. He gonna fire y'all, gonna get fired, just gonna cut y'all money. Is this guy worth y'all money? So the other Edomites, they put their sticks down because they picked up sticks to fight. They put it down, they walked away. So they took this white guy that they arrested. He spit in their face and everything. He took them to the prison, the military prison, where that general came out with two other Edomite soldiers. And they said, sir, we got these guys. This guy did this, he did that, then did that. And he said, okay. And now he looking at that. He looked the white man, the oppressor. He looking at the general. He said, you gonna let these guys arrest me? And the general said, well, you did the crime. You know, that's what got to be done. He told the white officers next to the general. The general told them, arrest this man. And these officers next to the general went and grabbed the black soldier. He told them, arrest this man. The black soldier had an Edomite in custody. When the general told the two white soldiers to arrest this man, talking about the Edomite, they went to the black soldier and grabbed him. And he said, what are you doing? Get off me. The general said, no, arrest him. And then they looked at him and said, Sarge, you want to arrest a white guy for these guys? These guys are showing off and taking over. And, you know, and the general checked them and it went like that. At the end, all those black soldiers died, got killed, murdered. You understand? By the military. You understand? They was executed for some mess. You understand? This is how they treat us. That sentiment still goes on today in the police force and in the military. Read. Slocky, play.
These men who signed on to protect and serve their communities as a whole. Another issue was lack of equal opportunity.
The thing that bothered me more in that time than anything else was regardless of how much training you had, you could not get promoted.
The former Tampa police officers say as time went on, new requirements kept many Black people out of the force. Fed up, the four filed a federal complaint with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission against the Tampa Police Department.
The outcome of the lawsuit was that the police, the city of Tampa and the police department, to avoid going to court, they reached a conciliation agreement with the U.S. Department of Equal Employment Opportunity. And by that, it opened the doors for other minorities and for those that came behind us.
In the mid to late 70s, one by one, Black officers started to see a change. Rules went into place to protect minorities in the workplace and also make sure that they had opportunities to advance. And now, over 50 years later, the Fearless Four are being honored for blazing that trail.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
So they being honored, but they ain't blazed no trail
for us.
And they didn't affect any real change. You see what's going on. We just had a whole George Floyd murder and trial that we for sure thought they was going to be found not guilty, because that's normal. You understand? We still got your Philando Castiles and your Sandra Blands and your Tamir Rices. You understand? And the brother Hands Up Don't Shoot. What's his name? The Husky young brother, the cop murder. And you got the cat, Mike Brown.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin, you understand? And you got that cat that was shot in the back by that devil, you understand? Because he tried to get away because he didn't want to go to child support court, and the police just murdered him, shot him in the back. It's countless amount of people, man. Countless amount of people. One program showed all the names yesterday, man. I tried to record it, but I missed it. You understand? They showed all the names of the black and brown people murdered, unarmed by the hands of these police. So it's no real change that happened from these four, these Fearless Four. It's good that they spoke out and stood against it, but no change happens, man, because they ain't got no power. They don't run this show. Our oppressor runs the police forces, man. The NRA runs the police forces, and they got great support from your politicians, man. All our oppressors with big, great power, man. They support the blue. Blue lives matter. You understand? Not black and brown. Blue lives matter. You understand? And there's another story I couldn't find it about a group of black and brown officers. I think it was New York. They came together and tried to form a group to fight against, the racism and the things that was going on within the police force, the brutality that police was given to their people. They tried to speak against it. I ain't heard nothing from them in years, man. I ain't heard nothing from them in years. Why? Because our oppressor got tactics, man. He probably found some dirt on each one of them, or their family member, or somebody they love, and threatened them because they've been silent. I haven't heard anything about them. Anything you know about this group, said we can go into it another time, man. If you know what an update on these black police officers and brown police officers form some group that go against white police officers, man. Let's try to get the next story. They were not allowed to arrest white people, man. So now, if they ain't even allowed to arrest white citizens, what in the hell you think they're gonna do against black or against white police that are criminals, which they all are? They try to act like there's a few bad apples in the police forces. No, there's not a few bad apples. It's a department of bad apples. You understand? And it's very few good apples. That's the thing. That's the reality. And those good apples, you put good apples with bad apples, eventually that good apple gonna go bad unless you take it from amongst the bad apples and eat it. You understand? It will go bad. So any cop that try to be a good cop and try to go against these criminal police all across America, they either get fired, get reprimanded, get silenced, or get treated so bad they have to retire in order to keep the little bit of money that they earn from these devils, man. You understand? So any good cop that's a real good cop, they eventually not even cops anymore because they don't keep them on the force. So thus, there are no good cops in America. None. You understand? We're going to read about some good cops, and again, they're not cops anymore because they were so good, they said, I can't be among this organized criminal organization called the police force in America. Next story.
Conor McCon, which was
the black soldier mistreated.
Conor McCon.
I'm gonna just read a little bit of that.
Black soldier mistreatment common even before Virginia case.
Right. Even before the police just pulled over that soldier in Virginia and threw him out the car and pepper sprayed him and treated him like he was a nobody, even though he was in a military uniform, told them, I'm a veteran. You know what our oppressor said? So what? I'm a veteran too, and we know how to follow orders. Get out of that car, nigga. That's really what was in his mind. Nigga disobeying me. I don't care who you are. And like it just said, that's nothing new. Black soldiers always been getting treated like this, man. Black soldiers came home from the war, and they say white citizens will see them in their uniforms and get angry and jealous and hate them because they were soldiers and thinking that they're better than a regular old down low nigga. And they will lynch them and murder them and hurt them and attack them and terrorize them, man. And terrorize them is nothing new. They can't even love us if we try to be one of them. So why in the hell we gonna keep trying to be one of them? Read it.
Colonel McCon, sir. The police officer's guns were trained on the uniformed U.S. Army lieutenant, his arms raised and palms outstretched as he sat in his SUV under a brightly lit gas station on it.
Come, try to skip down to the part where they go into the past history, if you can. So that's the story. All of you heard about this military brother who was driving and was pulled over for what? Hanging an air freshener from his rear view mirror. That's what they said. Then they tried to switch it and said, well, he didn't have a license plate, but it was a new car and he had the regular tag numbers with the plate information on the back windshield, like we all do, like you do when you get a new vehicle before you get issued the actual plate. You understand? So he was totally legal. You understand? And from what I'm hearing, in some states, it's illegal to hang a car freshener, air freshener from your rear view mirror, which I always say, America hates black and brown people so much that the lawmakers, they sit and have councils and meetings, probably right up in Capitol Hill or wherever, and they get reports on how black people live day to day. And they get reports on how brown people live day to day. And they find out the things we do day to day, the things we just in our life. We walk across the street in the middle of the street. We don't mean no harm. We ain't no traffic coming. We cross in the middle of the street. They make a law against it and call it jaywalking so they can arrest you for it. Black people, we sit in front of our house and we want to enjoy a beer, man. We come from that type of culture where we family. We sit outside and want to do things outside and drink our beers and talk with family and have cookouts in front of our house and all that. It's illegal in some places to have a grill in front of your house. It's illegal in most cities and states to drink outside of your house, man. You understand? They see what we do and how we live naturally, have always done it since slavery. They see what we do and they make laws against it. They make laws against it, man. Why would you make a law against hanging an air freshener from your rear view mirror, man? Unless you see that this is what black and brown people do. This is their habit. Let's make it illegal. You understand? Meanwhile, these same laws that they make it illegal and we get arrested for, white people do it all the time and don't give a damn, and the police bypass it, man. They don't get arrested for air fresheners. They don't get arrested for jaywalking. You understand? They don't get arrested. But we get arrested, and in most cases, we end up dead because of that arrest. Because why? They say white people always commenting after this, and well, they just have to listen. They just have to comply. They have to comply. It's hard to comply when your enemy is humiliating you and trying to denigrate you and trying to take your manhood, man. The brother that watched George Floyd die, who was telling the cop, you being a bum, man, get off his neck. Let him breathe. You're just being a bum right now. He said he's still traumatized, man. Why? Because to watch his brother slowly lose his life under the knee of this devil, and he's helpless. He's helpless because everything we do is goddamn illegal. He could get murdered his damn self. He's helpless, man. He said he felt less than a man. It makes you feel horrible, man. It makes you feel less than a man that you can't jump in and rescue your brother because this system is set up like that. Mm-hmm. They train to stand around while the officers murdering your people, your women, your daughters. Other officers stand around to block you off. And they ready to murder you if you try to go past them. They form barricades around a murder so that we can't get good video. And if we can't get good video, ain't no way they're getting convicted. In most cases, they don't get indicted because we can't get a good video because there's 3 officers standing in front of the video where you can't get no video. That's a purpose. That's a tactic that they do on purpose. Hell, when we get the clear video, it's damn near nothing happens. But don't get no footage where you got to peek around a cop and around his leg, and as you move, the cop moving to block your view. That ain't good footage in court. The judge won't throw that out because the judge is just as evil and racist as them. Mm-hmm. You understand? So everything is against us in this place. Read on.
Thousands of black men who served in the Civil War, World War I, and World War II were targeted because of their service and threatened assault or lynched, according to a 2017 Equal Justice Initiative report.
Like, these are Negroes who decided, I love America. I'm going to fight for my country. Thought this was their country. I'm going to fight for my country. But when they came home, they found out that this was not your country. And you fighting for people that hate you. You fighting the enemy of people that hate you. So when you done fighting their enemies, you come home and got to fight them, man. Because they don't love you. They don't appreciate your service. They're not thankful for your goddamn service, black and brown man. That's why them foreigners used to say, Negro go home, Blackie go home, not your war. Not your war, black Negro, go home. They was trying to tell the black soldiers that. We want to fight these white people. Why are you up here? We up there because we trying to be good boys for the white man, hoping that when we come back, we say, look, massa, I fought your enemy. I got my leg chopped off for your enemy. Now what you think? Nigga, shut up and put this rope around your neck. That's what they think. Nigga, shut up. Give me the other leg. That's what they think about you. There's no love in America. Don't get it twisted, man. Because you got a few white people marching with you, holding up Black Lives Matter sign. That don't stop your government from making laws against you. That don't stop these racist white supremacist police from arresting you and framing you. They just have 15 brothers, man, be found not guilty because this black cop, this was a black cop, framing them and stealing their money and taking and threatening them and telling them, listen, you're going to have to pay me some protection money. Why? Because a lot of black people and brown people, once they join this beast, once again, they're trying to please him so much, just like black people who join the military, they're trying to please him so much that they take on his spirit. They take on the spirit of the beast, man. And they start hating black and brown people just as much as our oppressor hate black and brown people, man. And this brother, who stopped being a brother once he put on that uniform because he felt like a powerful white man then, the back of the bus, though, of the police force, he started harming and framing black men. And they found out that he was corrupt and a thief. And all them 15 black men that he had framed, all of them black men, they had to overturn that. Thank the Lord, man. Thank the Lord. That was 15 brothers that got their freedom, but not after about 10 years in prison. Not after a few years in prison that they found out that this nigga who had the mark of the beast had framed them, man, and lied on them, lied on all type of reports. That's what all the police do. Before they even get interviewed by the media or anybody that makes a difference, they get to go back and circle up with their brothers in blue and make a plan. What we gonna say? Well, we can't say this. We can't tell the truth because of this. What we gonna say? What we gonna put on the report? Let's put this on a report. Well, what about Johnson? He said he's not gonna lie on the report. Well, Johnson, this is your report, Johnson. We already wrote it out for you, Johnson. We just need your signature. I didn't write that. I'm not gonna sign that, Johnson. You're gonna sign this report, or it's gonna be real bad for you. And they say when people do that, they eventually submit, and then they get no promotion. They stopping cars for traffic the rest of their career. You understand? So why be there? Why be there, man? Blackie, go home. This is not your war. We shouldn't be in the military. We shouldn't be on the police force, man.
Right.
This ain't the place for us. This is not our country. You trying to protect and serve the enemy? Come on, give me a break, man. Give me a break. What we did, read.
Colonel McCon. One was Sergeant Isaac Woodyard, a uniformed World War II veteran who was headed home on a bus in 1946.
Look at that. This brother, a World War II veteran who was headed home. He home on a bus. Go ahead.
Colonel McCon, sir. He was removed and beaten by a white South Carolina police chief, leaving Woodyard permanently blind.
Look at that. Blinded the poor brother, man. Poor brother. Go to 1962.
In 1962, Corporal Roman Duckworth was killed by police while riding a bus from Maryland to his home in Mississippi.
He on a bus coming from Maryland going to Mississippi, and the cops killed him. Why? Go ahead.
The bus driver called a white police officer to awaken Duckworth.
Guess what his crime was? He fell asleep. The soldier coming home, and he fell asleep on the goddamn bus. And the bus driver said, I'm calling the police on this nigga. And called a white cop, go ahead.
Colonel McCon, who had fallen asleep According to Jerry Mitchell, founder of the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting, the two struggled and the officer shot and killed Duckworth.
Who knows what happened, man? He probably smacked the brother in the face. He woke up. What the fuck is going on? What's going on? And the cop probably get up off this bus falling asleep. He trying to defend himself, halfway knowing what's going on while he's asleep. And this cop ended up killing him and murdering him, man. This is what we go through next.
His skin color trumped his status as a military officer, Mitchell said.
You see that?
It goes throughout
his
history.
color trumped his uniform. What?
It goes throughout history.
It goes through. It goes.
Come.
It goes through. Son?
It goes.
Okay, come. It goes throughout history, meaning throughout all history. That's how it's always been. Go ahead.
Khan. Rosano Gerald, a black Army sergeant who sued the Oklahoma Highway Patrol after he was pulled over with his young son and subjected to a protracted search in 1998, said Nazaro's traffic stop shows that nothing has changed.
Go ahead.
We have to keep reminding people that this is not gone, said Gerald.
And it's 2021. It's still not gone. Go ahead.
Who won a $75,000 legal settlement 3 years after the incident.
That don't stop the murders, though. They give a nigga a few dollars to shut him up. Go ahead.
Khan. In his own case, Gerald said he believes his active duty military status only fueled the trooper's desire to show his power.
There you go. Like they see black and brown people in a military uniform, and it make them want to hurt you. Seeing you in the uniform, in their country's uniform, makes them want to hurt you, man. Like, what is this nigga? Who does he think he doing? What does he think he doing? He think he one of us? He think this his country? He think he's serving them. He think he is giving service. Man, let's show him what's what. It makes them want to hurt you. You understand? Black cops with police uniform, it makes them want to harm you. It makes them want to harm you. Go ahead. Any more?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Gerald, who was not wearing his uniform, handed over his military ID along with his driver's license and told the trooper to call his commanding officer.
Look, he tell him, look, I'm military. Here you go. Call my commanding officer. He'll clear up everything. Go ahead.
Per military protocol. Instead, Gerald and his son were placed in a hot patrol car while troopers repeatedly searched his car. At one point, a trooper asked the 12-year-old if he had any weapons and conducted a pat search of the child, the lawsuit claims.
Why? Because they wanted to, they thinking, look, we're going to find something on this Negro and show that these black people shouldn't even be in the military. We're going to find something against them. And then ask the child, so the child can say, well, I don't know what my daddy did hide this and that under the seat, thinking the child will give them something, and then search the child. Why? Because they know that's what they do. When the police come, they'll put drugs in their child's Pampers. You understand? They'll stick drugs in the child's milk in his bottle. You understand? If they think they're trying to hide something, they know how to be criminals. And they think black people are as diabolical as them, and we are not. And we are not. That's why we fill up the prisons. That's why we get caught so much, because we are not as diabolical. We don't have a natural spirit of Satan in us. If we got demons in us, it's something we got to take on, and we can't hide it. Black and brown people, I don't know if you noticed, you can't hide your demons. We can look in your face and know you full of demons.
Mm-hmm.
But our oppressor, he can smile, shake your hand, smell good, dress with his nice expensive suit and a briefcase, and have a legion on him. And it's just normal with him. You understand? Was it another story or no? We can move on. Let's move on anyway. I want to get me the raw footage of the 15-year-old girl, man. Everybody know about let me know once you got it. Everybody know about the George Floyd verdict, right? The jury found the devil guilty on all 3 charges, so he may be doing anywhere from 12 and a half years to 40 years. That's on the books at least. You understand? But they say whatever he get, most likely he may do 2/3 of that, whatever it is. And he may get a shortened sentence depending on what the judge decides. Now, the judge, he looks like a good old boy. Like he would like to be on the side of Derek Chauvin. Why? Because there was one point in the trial where they found out where the damn devil defense lawyer trying to say, well, George Floyd, we think he could have died from carbon monoxide in his blood because he was so close to the exhaust from the car or the drugs. It could have been carbon monoxide, right? That was one of their excuses to try to put a reasonable doubt in the jury, because all they need is a reasonable doubt to find him not guilty, right? So in the trial, one of the experts said, yeah, he could have had carbon monoxide poisoning. He worked for the defense. And he said that could have been true. And so he left. So afterward, they didn't test George Floyd's blood. But after that, they had his blood that was tested, but the results, they didn't give to anybody. So the lab said, wait a minute, he didn't die from carbon monoxide poison. We tested his blood, and it had no carbon monoxide in it. Let me get that to the prosecutor. They went and gave it to the prosecutor. The prosecutor told the judge, listen, we got proof that carbon monoxide is off the table. That's not even a thought. We want to let the jury know. The judge said, you cannot enter that into this case. That expert, he said what he said, he's gone. Now, if you or your witnesses bring up the results of that carbon monoxide test, I'm going to declare a mistrial. How can you do that when you're supposed to be pursuing justice and truth's supposed to come out in court? You're going to say, no, the smoking gun you found, and this man is innocent because you got the smoking gun. You're going to say, you can't bring the smoking gun into evidence? Man, this is America. You understand? This is America. They won't even let you to bring the truth out. You understand? So George Floyd, murderer, that police officer, Derek Chauvin, was found guilty on all charges. So now we're waiting to see how he's sentenced. You understand? That doesn't mean that the justice system is right. That don't mean that the system is not broken. That was just a few jurors that decided to do the right thing. This guy is just an obvious murder. He's on his neck 9.5 minutes. I don't care how many different things the defense says he could have died from. I'm watching a murder. I'm watching a man not breathe for 9.5 minutes. I'm watching it. You understand? Now, if he high as a kite and you choke him for 9 minutes and he died, your choking killed him, man. Your choking killed him. If he drunk out of his mind and you choke him for 9.5 minutes, you still killed him because you choked him for 9.5 minutes. The average human pass out after about 4 minutes of not breathing. You understand? You choked a man for 9.5 minutes. I don't care what drugs, what alcohol, what mental stability he had, how bad his heart was, how bad his kidney was. Who gives a damn? Whatever his problem was, you choke him for 9.5 minutes, he died, you are the murderer. Go ahead, you died.
This is something that James Jenkins brought up, and I can't believe I missed this. Yesterday, the Las Vegas Raiders NFL football team posted this on their Twitter.
I saw that. I can't breathe. I can breathe. I can breathe. He posted that. Now, of course, black leaders want to give him a pass. They said that the Raiders posted "I can breathe," meaning that's how we all felt. Black leaders said, well, that's how we all felt. We all took a sigh of relief after he was found guilty, and it was like we could breathe again. So when he said it, that's how we felt. We're not even mad at him. That's what a lot of people said. But a lot of people were offended. Why? Because after they killed our brother in New York, who said, I can't breathe, the police was going around saying, I can breathe, the same thing. Saying it in a derogatory manner. Saying it as a challenge to black people, like they don't give a damn. So what, he's dead. He couldn't breathe. We can breathe. We can breathe. That's what the police was saying. Evil, racist, white supremacist police. That's what they were saying after they killed the brother in New York. What was his name that died? The brother in New York selling the CDs and cigarettes that they choked to death?
I believe it was Mike Brown.
Not Mike Brown. The big dark-skinned brother. I know Smile Online got Eric Garner. Eric Garner. After they murdered him, the police was bragging, saying, we can breathe, making T-shirts and all that. So I understand why they angry at the Raiders for posting that. The Raiders who? The owner, or who was it?
Mark Davis, the owner, is the one that authorized this, and he said he's not taking it down.
And he said he's not taking it down. Why? Because it's okay now to have that bias and to say racist things in America, and he can use the excuse, I didn't mean anything by it. I heard black people say they can breathe down. Now we can breathe a sigh of relief. That's what they're gonna say it meant. You understand? That's what they're gonna say it meant. So moving on, you understand? While we waited to hear the George Floyd verdict, this happened. You got the raw footage, the one titled Raw Footage? This happened while we waited to hear whether they was even going to give a damn that he killed George Floyd or not. or not. And once again, that don't mean the justice system.
This is the
came
racist
through.
ass
That don't
bitch.
mean this America's a good, righteous system that came through for us and held them accountable. No, that don't. This is the same racist and hateful system that has always been. It's just in a small number of jurors got together and said, man, we're gonna believe our eyes rather than the bullshit that these white defense lawyers are talking about. We're gonna believe our eyes rather than the narrative, the fake narrative that they want to feed us, the alternatives, fake lies that they feeding us on how he could have died. We saw how he died. He screamed out how he died. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh my God, they're gonna kill me. Oh my God, they're gonna kill me. Please, please, Mr. Officer, please, get off my neck. Please, I can't breathe. Mama, they trying to kill me, mama. That says it all. He didn't say, oh, I feel like my heart is too big. He didn't say, oh, y'all triggering my kidney problems. He didn't say, oh, my spleen, oh, my spleen. He didn't say, oh, I got a spinal problem, my back. The man said, I can't breathe. Please, officer, let me breathe. He died because you choked him to death, bastard. And all your lawyers are bastards. And anybody who happy with it are bastards, man. We need justice from these people. We don't need to join them. We don't need to become police and join their military. We need for them to end, man. Because once again, while we waited for the verdict, as good little sheep that can't do nothing, that feel helpless, all we can do is burn down our sneaker stores. All we can do is burn down our communities because we're so angry, and I understand it. I totally understand it. I was in the damn Save-A-Lot. Old big Muslim girl with the cashier. Oh my God, we got to hurry up and get out of here. They about to give the verdict. We got to go home. They're going to wreck this shop. And the girl know last time they wrecked that Save-A-Lot. She said, well, let me do some shopping before they take everything out of here. Let me hurry up. Black people don't know. We destroy our own communities. We destroy our own community. I said, that's what you're going to be mad about? Us burning down this goddamn Save-A-Lot? White people own this Save-A-Lot. Person I was with stopped me. Said, oh, don't give it all to him, General. I stopped, you understand? But they had to hear some of this, man. Like, you mad because the white man's store is burned down and you can't get your goddamn chitlins? You got to wait to buy your pork chops? When they murdered our brother, man. What do you think what do you think should be done? I'm about peace, the girl kept saying. I'm about peace. I'm about peace. Well, George Floyd's dead. I wish he could be about some peace. You understand? Eric Garner's dead. Mike Brown's dead. Tamir Rice is dead. Sandra Bland dead. Sandra Bland dead. Philando Castile dead. The brother that got shot in the back 7 times. Getting in his car. Forget his name. He's dead. I'm sure they would like some peace too from these crooked ass police in America, man. These murderers. I'm sure they would like some peace. There is no remission of sins without bloodshed, man. You can't get free without bloodshed. I'm sorry, black and brown people. You can't get free without war. It can't happen. You understand? If it was not for our king, if it was not for our staunch obedience to the rules in the Bible, man, and our laws, we would be out here and we would be attacking the people who the problem. We'd be attacking the problem. We ain't gonna burn up no stores and steal no sneakers. We would be going to war with the police, with the military, with the government, because that's the only way. But you are not allowed to do that as Israelites, man. The Lord says, vengeance is mine. He wants us to stick together, build our family, prepare this next government that's coming on this earth until he brings our oppressors down. That's our mission, man. That's our mission. You thought it was a good thing when they said not guilty. I mean, when they said guilty, huh? When the devil got put in handcuffs and taken away. You thought it was a good thing? Well, while that was going on, this is what happened in Columbus. Read. I mean,
if I could, sir. Shabaya Allah, Officer Shabaya Allah up there in North Carolina just sent me a live stream. He said they just shot a brother 3 hours ago and his body is still laying in the street.
Today, right now.
Today.
Oh,
right
man.
now.
Send that to us, Shabbat. I mean, we could pull it up after this. We could pull it up, whatever. They got some footage, you said?
Yeah, they live right now.
Okay, no sweat. Let's go to it. Let's go to, you able to? Or you play this first?
Yeah, come on, I'm pull it up after this, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the racist ass bitch that shot this poor fucking
Look
girl.
at her. She laying there on the floor. You see her feet. After this, I'm gonna show you even better clip of the same thing.
Stab him. shot her. This is the
Devil shot this
racist ass
sister
bitch
4
that
times,
shot
man.
this poor fucking girl. I'm not gonna put this shit on camera, but he fucking shot this girl talking about she tried to stab him. The fuck? This shot her. This is the racist ass bitch that shot this poor fucking girl. I'm
These
not gonna
people
put this shit
cannot
on
manage
camera,
us, man.
but he fucking
Their
shot this
answer
girl
to
talking about she
everything we
tried to
do
stab
is to
him.
murder us.
The fuck?
They
This
should
somebody
not be
fucking
over us.
talking, bitch.
They don't have the ability, the compassion, the love, the care to manage us in the right way. Play the next one, Op. It says, what does it say?
Horrible murder.
Columbus, Ohio.
Come.
Yeah, the horrible murder. Con, you got it.
You want me to go to that one, sir?
Yes. No, Slocky. Go to Columbus, Ohio, police shooting kills girl. Go to that first.
Con.
And then I want you. This brother was pissed off, man, when they killed this little girl. I want everybody to hear what he's saying. He in the right spirit. He just don't have the truth, man. Because this pissed off a lot of people. We just waiting for the George Floyd verdict. They just murdered him last year, and we angry, and they still murdering us and still murdering us. And on the day we waiting for the verdict, they murder our poor little sister, man. They murdered her. Not saying what she was doing was right. Black and Hispanic people, we fighting each other all the time. But we do not need our enemy to come in to stop our fight, our internal fights, because their answer to it is murder. They can't handle us. You understand? You scroll down. It's a Twitter link. I think the first Twitter link that come up where they're in the streets.
Con.
It's ridiculous, man. It pissed people off. Black people, we getting fed up, man. I just hope we come into the truth. I'm not sure if this is. Go ahead,
That's what the grandmother told me.
No, this ain't it. Go up some more. It might be the one before this. Hold up. Let me see that. That look like it. Y'all gonna see this, man. They saying this now?
It was 52 seconds, sir?
Yeah, it was short.
Yeah, Con, that's it, sir.
Are they seeing it though?
I'm about to pull it up there.
No sweat. So y'all about to see a clip. Let me show you another clip. 2 more clips on this issue, man. Like the police ran up, these 2 girls is fighting. He pulled out the gun immediately. He see a knife, and his first thing is bow, 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 bow. You see the children fighting. I ain't sure if he see it. We all knew it. But white people, when they see us, they just see animals, man. Go ahead.
In a 242, is this what it's coming to here in America? God damn! United States of America! We're not gonna sit here and just sit around while you shoot and kill us and go back in the suburbs.
Over and over.
Over and over.
Damn
Keep
right.
killing us. We're sick. We in this stuff. Maybe it needs to be an eye for an eye, y'all.
Damn right. It's the right spirit, but you can't do it.
We shoot them.
Go back a
We
little bit.
control our whole community. Somebody reach out for help. We come. You can kill us over and go back in the suburbs. Over and over. Keep killing us. We're sick. We in this stuff. Maybe it needs to be an eye for an eye, y'all. That's it. They shoot us. We shoot them. We control our whole community. Somebody reach out for help. We come. You shoot us. We shoot you. They shoot us. We shoot them.
Brothers are angry, man. They angry and they want justice. They want revenge. And that's biblical, man. The Lord said he gonna make us jealous with a no people, man. We jealous and we hurt, then we don't have the power to fight these people who murder us. I know it sounds good. It's boy, they shoot us, we shoot them. But we've been talking that for a long time, man. We just ain't got the power to beat them. We ain't got the power to shoot them when they shoot us. You understand? They done put things in place. They done put things in place where we don't have the power, man. But a day gonna come where our God and our King Our king gonna come with angels with the power to put this beast down. You understand? And when the smoke clear, we're gonna have the power to give justice to ourselves, man. We're gonna have justice through the Most High in Christ to stop the people that hurt us from hurting us. You understand? Through the Most High. He gonna see to it. You understand? The brother said, eye for an eye. Maybe we should return to that because their cruelty does not stop. Their murder does not stop.
Right.
Maybe we should take that in our hearts. If they kill us, we kill them. Hell, the carnality in me is dying. I think they kill one of us, we kill 10 of them. My carnality. But I understand the Lord don't want that.
Right.
We got to suffer these things. The Lord said he's long-suffering. We got to be long-suffering. Don't mean you got to be happy about it. Don't mean you got to party and accept it. Don't mean you got to hate black people because of it. No. Our enemy is the problem. He's the problem. Our oppressor is the problem. You understand? But unfortunately, we just have to build our army. We have to build our nation. So when our king, when our God does put these people down, it's a natural change of power.
Right.
It's a natural change of power on this earth. You understand? You cannot go out shooting and killing white people because of what they're doing to us. The Lord said, vengeance is mine. I will repay.
Right.
That's what he said, man. We're not allowed to. The Lord said in the Bible, anybody who harmed the head of these devils of Esau, the children of Cain, punishment gonna come on them sevenfold. Sevenfold. You understand? So you go hurt one of them, there's no protection for you. This is Satan's kingdom. That's what Satan told Christ. This is my kingdom, for it was given to me, and I give it to who I want to. And Satan, with all his power in this kingdom, he gave that power to our oppressor. You can't beat him, black man. You can't beat him, Hispanic man. So you better join the ISUPK and help us build this family and build this government. So when our God put this devil down, and he gonna put him down.
Right.
That's money in the bank. There ain't nothing you got to hope and guess for. That's gonna happen, whether you with us or not.
Right.
You understand? It's gonna happen. And when the smoke clears, gonna be a natural change of government and power, brothers.
Right.
And you're gonna know power like you ain't never known before. And the devils that survive, our oppressors that survive, will be held accountable, man. Go to that third video, the horrible murder of that sister, man. This one, I'm gonna give a discretionary caution because you're gonna see the murder of our sister. So view it with discretion. But our people should see this and feel this, man. Two girls fighting. That's how it started. Two girls fighting at a car. Go ahead. And here comes the devil. Here comes the devil. Break it up. Bow, 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 bow. And they say he was yelling, get down to everybody as soon as he came out. Get down, everybody, get down. Why? Because he was preparing to murder somebody. He wanted everybody to get down so he could see who's the problem so he can murder it. That's their answer, to murder the problem. Well, if his answer is to murder all of our black and brown problems, then we don't need him to help us. We don't need his help when we got problems. We're going to have to come up with a way to solve our own problems, man, and police ourselves and not call these monsters, man. And the only way to do that is under the power and the wisdom and the authority of a man named Commandant General Yohana. That's the only way to do that the correct way.
Right.
Because you try to create your own groups and police our neighborhoods, it ain't going to work no other way. The only man that knows the rules and knows the laws and knows how to go about putting the right instructions together to protect our communities is Commander General Yohana, man. And all the soldiers that fall under him that he's taught. That's the only way. They murdered his sister. Play it one more time. In cold blood. And he must have lied and told somebody she tried to stab him. She had a knife. She fighting the sister. And he just murdered her, man, quick. No compassion. When are you bastards gonna learn how to fight, man? When are you police with all your goddamn training? You bastard, you punk cowards don't know how to fight, no. You see two young girls fighting or two women fighting, One got a knife. She ain't trying to kill the police. She fighting this girl or fighting whoever she fighting. Go grab the gun, grab the knife hand and tackle her. Oh, but they teach police that a knife, you can get killed quicker than a gun. I done heard that. Police say that the job is so dangerous. It's so dangerous. Listen, if it's too goddamn dangerous and you a punk coward, go make biscuits or something, man. Go make a burger. Go work at McDonald's or Burger King. Go do hair. Go work at a beauty shop. If you're too delicate and you joining this dangerous job, you applied for it. You wanted this job. So be men. Learn how to fight sometimes, man, and not murder everything you see. God damn, you can tackle the girl. You can tase the girl. Pull out your stick and whack the hell out of her hand. Whack that knife out of her hand. And just hold her until you can get cuffs on her. But you ain't got to put your knee on her neck for 9 minutes. You ain't got to choke her the hell out or break her arm. You understand? Once you got her down, knock the knife out of her hand, the other girl gonna stop you there. You're not there alone. But oh my God, I can't get close to these black people. So the only answer to really stop this is to shoot 4 shots in this young girl, man. You people can't police us, man. You're not capable of it. You're not capable of policing us. You have never protected and served us, man. Never. Your answer to everything is to murder us. That on the video? Yeah. No sweat. Give me Carol Holmes. Now we're going to talk about a good cop. Now we're going to talk about a real good cop and what a good cop is. It's ridiculous, man, how they treat us. Come. This sister here, she's a good cop. We're about to read about it. We're about to watch a video on a good cop. And a lot of you done seen her over the years. She done been on a different shows, man. She used to be a cop, but now she's not no more because she's a good cop. And good cops, they don't remain cops. Right. Your cousin. Because there's no way you could stay on the police force and continue to be a good cop because the police force is a corrupt, criminal, murderous organization. So if you on the force, you part of that murderous criminal organization. And if you get up in there and you see that something is wrong and you do something about it, you will get in trouble. You will be reprimanded. Because we can't have you good apples in here trying to corrupt us bad apples. This is American police forces. We a bunch of bad apples. You good cops gonna come in here and try to change things? No. We'll attack you. We'll attack you. Them police, they'll put hits out on other police, black and brown police officers. They try to speak up. They'll get a call, black or brown police officers, and they done told these stories. They on a dangerous call, or they know if they say something, they could be on a dangerous call, and the white police won't back them up. And the sergeants and the chiefs won't back them up. And they'll end up on a dangerous call by themselves, possibly get killed, man, out on these streets. So why be there? Once again, why be there? We ready? Good.
I'm wondering, when you saw what happened with George Floyd and that the lack of response got them charged, I wonder how you reacted to that.
I reacted by crying for 2 days because I knew that it didn't have to happen. I knew that in 2006 I had done the right thing. Damn right. That it just was not being recognized.
Stop. Can you
not
stop
that
it for a
they
second?
didn't know that I did the right thing.
And what's the right thing she said? Go back a tiny bit the way she said that. What's the right thing that the sister did? For you brothers and sisters who don't know her story, she was on a police call with an Edomite, with a white police officer, right? They got this brother. The brother came out the house. I think they had him cuffed or subdued him, or they had him. He was in their custody. And this white cop began to attack the brother, choke him or punch him or a little bit of both. And she grabbed his hand and stopped him and said, wait a minute, we got him in custody. You can't stop hitting him. And told us, you got to stop. This officer punched her in the face. That's what a lot of times they don't go into that, how he punched her in the face. And then afterward, she got reprimanded and suspended, man, by her superiors. Because that's not what you're supposed to do. You can't stop the police, no matter what they're doing, in the middle of an arrest. You can't stop them. So she got reprimanded and eventually either quit, retired, or got fired. And again, they cut off her money that she was owed. They cut it off. And after all these years and after all your marching and after how many murders, after so many murders, they finally trying to say, all right, we're going to give you a little bit of money we owe you, okay? We're going to give you that. But they don't like it. They don't feel good about it. And it ain't going to change the police force. It's not going to change the justice system. It's not going to change any of it, man. Any of it. Play.
Conor McCann.
Crying for 2 days because I knew that it didn't have to happen. I knew that in 2006, I had done the right thing, that it just was not being recognized. Not that they didn't know that I did the right thing, but because they didn't want to cross that thin blue line.
Stop. You hear what she said? She said it wasn't like they didn't know she did the right thing. Police know when the right thing is done. They know when the wrong thing is done. And she knows she was right for stopping that white officer, right? But they also knew she crossed the thin white, the blue line. She crossed that blue line, that line that you can't cross, where you stop these racist animals from abusing black and brown people. That's the line. The line ain't just they could beat anybody, because once again, they don't abuse the Chinese like this. They don't abuse the Chinese like this, and China and America are in a quiet war, a cold war right now. They in a cold war right now. China hates America, and white America hates China. But they don't abuse Chinese people in America. They don't go to their neighborhoods and harass them and shoot them soon as they jump out the car. The Arabs are a full-out jihad, trying to kill Americans all the goddamn time.
Right.
You understand? And America hates the Arabs. They done knocked down the buildings. They done done a ton of things. Recruited white people over here to blow up things in the name of these Arabs, man. But they don't abuse and terrorize these Arabs in their neighborhoods. They don't murder them unjustly, man. They don't do it. They don't do that to no other people but black and brown people. So the thin blue line, that line is the line where when we abusing these black and brown people, you better not do a goddamn thing. The thin blue line is for the police to help them and respond while they hurting black and brown people. They're to make a barrier around them so you can't get a good video, so nobody comes into the rescue. The thin blue line is to shut your mouth when you see how we treat black and brown people. That's the thin blue line. And she just said, you can't cross that thin blue line, even though they know she did the right thing. If they would have protected her, if they would have supported her, they would have been crossing that thin blue line, which is a criminal, murderous line against black and brown people. And she understands that when you're in a police force in America, you can't go there. You can't help black and brown people. Play on.
Conor McCann, sir.
Now, fast forward here to 2020, when it happened to George Floyd, that's when it came to light, where they said, why didn't those officers do anything? Well, those officers didn't do anything because they didn't want to cross that thin blue line. And, I just was thinking, I need to do something. They need to understand that I wrote this law in 2016 that should have been enacted. Well, actually, it shouldn't even have been a law. It shouldn't have had to be a law, but I wanted to find a solution that will force officers to have to intervene, because you have officers who do want to, but they're afraid to cross that thin blue line.
Exactly.
We were saying, obviously,
you can
just
get
this
murked.
week, the
Stop for a
courts
second.
overturned
You
your
can get
firing.
murked.
Do you think
crossing that thin blue line? If you're an officer, they'll set you up to get murdered on these streets, man. If you cross that thin blue line on the police force, man, anything could happen to you. They could frame you. The police are so corrupt, they'll frame you and get you arrested and get you, and get you shut down for crossing that thin blue line, man. There's a whole lot of tactics in place that they can do if you cross that thin blue line. The police force in America is the greatest and strongest organized crime criminal organization in America, man. Play.
I think that the visual of what happened to George Floyd is part of the reason
Is this
why
a
that was your case was finally overturned.
You can stop.
Well,
Let's
I
stop.
think that it
No,
had
no,
a
she's
big
talking.
part to do with the climate change in this country.
Can we put a
It
disclaimer? Can I say
has
this?
been going on
Yeah,
since
come on.
forever.
We don't own the
But
rights to this
now,
video.
because of
This is
that visual,
TMZ. We do
we've
not
been
own the
saying
rights to
over
this
and over
video.
and over and over again, years and years and years ago. It didn't just start with George Floyd. It didn't just start with me.
It's been going on.
Or Neil Mack, I should say. It started way before us. I mean, it started with slave patrols. If you really
There you
want to
go.
go back to
Slave
that,
patrols, them patty
when
rollers.
people say, "Oh well, we didn't have slaves,"
And this is the
get over
police.
it.
She's
It's like,
ex-police saying this.
It's a
They all
progression.
know.
You know,
They
it was
all know
slavery,
this.
it was Jim Crow, it was discrimination, segregation, redlining.
And you thought Jim Crow was over. Hell, in Atlanta, they just enforced a Jim Crow policy. They won't even let you niggas vote no more. They won't even let Negroes vote. You can't even stand in line for 8 long ass hours trying to vote one of these oppressors in office. You can't even get water. Your son come up and hand you a water. Here, mama, take this water. You've been in line 4 hours already. That is illegal. Once again, they see what we do. They see the things that's naturally in our heart and in our culture, and they make it illegal, man. Years ago, Tyrese came to one of them voting offices with a ton of pizzas for everybody because it was so slow. People were hungry, but they wanted to try to make change with their vote. You understand? And they kicked Tyrese out. Even though he's famous, even though he got money, it wasn't enough to, he ain't got more power than these oppressors. They said, take your pizzas and your singing ass and get out of here, man. Your crying ass with the ugly cry. You get on out of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Tyrese had that ugly cry, right? Oh, why is she doing it? That was an Edomite woman, right? I believe so. It was an Edomite woman. He had a child by crying over it. Talking about, this is my ugly cry, y'all. You understand? Play.
Now police brutality. So it just was a progression. So regardless of what you call it, it's not right. And it's plain and simple. It's like, just treat us the way you want to be treated, or treat others as you want to be treated.
Right. And in essence, she's saying, treat us like you treat other white people. treat black and brown people the same way you treat white people, your sons and daughters, man. But unfortunately, sister, that'll never happen. That'll never happen as a whole in America. You understand? This system is against us. You understand? And just because they found Derek Chauvin guilty, black people, do not go to sleep. Don't go back to sleep. You understand? This verdict does not mean that the system works. You understand? It don't mean that this system now is good and working for black and brown people. This was a few people that decided to do the right thing and hold this particular devil accountable. But how about all the other names and all the other murders? How about the lies that they allow in court? All they needed was a reasonable doubt, and you are allowed to lie and create doubt and confuse everybody in court. That's not a justice system. That's not a righteous system. You allowed to tell the prosecutors who found new evidence to go against the lies of the defense. You told them that no, the jury ain't allowed to hear that. Do not bring this out, or I'll shut this whole thing down, and we'll have to start from the beginning. They said the witness, the judge told them, even your witness, you better tell your witness, don't go into it, those results, or I'm gonna shut this whole thing down and declare a mistrial. And they said the witness almost did it. He almost went there, you understand? But they kept the trial going, man. That's a corrupt system where you can't bring out the truth because you find out some truth late. You find out something late that matters in this trial. You can't even bring it out because of your corrupt ass rules in America. Your damn legal rules in America. That's ridiculous, man. The Most High don't work that way. Right. The justice system of God don't work that way. Truth is truth, facts is facts. And if you get up before the counsel of the Lord or the court of the Lord and lie, you putting your life, your family, anybody you love, you putting everybody in danger. You understand? That's how our God works. Thank the Lord. You understand? Listen, he'll still be he gonna be real comfortable in that jail. Even if they give him a good long sentence, most likely he not gonna serve the full term. Most likely he gonna get off on some good behavior or some short thing. You know what I'm saying? Some shortened sentence. You understand? He gonna get treated unlike anybody else that goes to jail, man. He gonna be treated real good. They already treated him good when he was first arrested. They didn't even let the black officers or COs get near him. They was protecting him. Only white police was able to go on his floor. They wouldn't let black and brown correction officers go near Chauvin when he was in jail. And then they have video of the CO sitting next to him, giving him good conversation. You understand? That's how they treated him. Before, you know what? Since he's been locked up, now he's guilty and going to, and may go to jail. Whatever time he getting, they're gonna treat him real good, man. He gonna be real comfortable, man, in that jail. They're gonna give him a good, comfortable jail, clean and wonderful. Probably TV, radio, all the cigarettes he want. You understand? He gonna eat good. He gonna eat good food up in there. They're gonna see to it that he eats good, man. He gonna get advice and conversation from the COs, from police officers that come to visit him. Hell, the judge might send him a nice, sweet letter. You understand? The judge might send him a nice, sweet letter. He gonna get favors. The COs gonna give him all type of favors. He might need things that's illegal in jail, little cocaine, you know what I'm saying, little drugs to get him through. They're gonna get him all that good stuff, man. They're gonna bring him women. He might need some women. They're gonna bring him all type of women. He gonna live good in the confines of whatever good, sweet, nice, bitch-ass prison they put him in. You understand? He gonna live real good. He gonna be real comfortable. He gonna get support from the citizens. They're gonna raise money for him to make sure money is on his books. He gonna live wonderful for murdering our brother, man, and having no remorse for it. He never apologized. He never said he was wrong. He never admitted he did nothing wrong, and he ain't going to because he got the support of white America. He got the support of our oppressors, man. Don't get it twisted. The justice system has not changed. You understand? This system is still a corrupt system. This system is not fixed. The American justice system is still as racist and corrupt, and they on a mission to terrorize and oppress us. That ain't changed yesterday. It's still the same evil system, man. The leaders, the officials, the citizens of America, they are still racist and they still hate our people. That did not change yesterday. You understand? The mission isn't for them to be found guilty after they murder us. Is that all we fighting for, black people, brown people? If they murder us, find them guilty. Is that it? Is that the end? Now we go home and go to sleep? We good now? Now we go to dinner? Now we forget about everything, huh? No. The mission is for them to never have the power to harm or murder us again. That's right. The mission. The mission of the Most High Christ and the ISUPK, the mission is for these devils, these oppressors, to never have the power to harm us again. That's the mission, right, man. Mission ain't to get a guilty verdict after they murder us. After they murder us. Give me 2nd Ezra 7 and 6. Carl. 2nd Ezra 7 and 6. We got rough times to go through. Because of this verdict, y'all think the system's gonna change. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they talking, it was a good thing. We need to make reform. Everybody knows that white people are treated way different than black and brown people with law enforcement. Now, we've been saying this forever. We've been saying this forever. And nothing has been done. Nothing has been done. We still getting murdered in the streets. Brother just said 3 hours ago, today, a brother was murdered, man. We got that?
It was just footage of the protest, sir.
All right, just footage of the protest. Where did it happen? You bring it up a little bit?
Speak on it? North Carolina, sir.
No, sir. Can you speak on it a little bit?
Yeah,
this just happened today. Go ahead.
Yeah, Khan. Big shout out to Officer 500 Shabaya Allah out there in North Carolina.
Good man, Shabbat. He the one sent me some of the videos, man. He on his game. Captain Mashak Mayum, he sent me that real good one too. Go ahead.
Khan. He said that an unarmed black man was killed while being served a warrant in North Carolina, and it's been 3 hours and the man's body is still laying there.
Now, he's still right now, he's still laying in the streets. Where at?
In North Carolina.
In North Carolina. He's still in the street laying down, body on the ground right now. Why? Because the murder don't stop. Joe Biden can't stop it. Kamala Harris can't stop it. Good police can't stop it. You can't stop these murderers from murdering us. Why? Because they are the strongest, most powerful criminal organization in America. How you gonna stop them? How you gonna stop them? Everybody that's mad at them calls them for help. All of our oppressors that dare speak against them, they crossing that line. They crossing that line that ain't to be crossed. When they call for help, the police might not show up. So they can't really express their anger against them. That's why they always say, we know there's good cops. We know that most police are good. That's a lie. They know that most of the police are criminal and corrupt. That's what they know. But they can't say it because they need those criminals to protect them. Once upon a time, you had Jesse James, robbing banks and robbing trains. You had all those old Western Edomite outlaws robbing banks and robbing trains. Who was they robbing? Rich people. Who was they taking money from? The wealthy white people. They were robbing them. Till one day, the rich white people said, man, we got to get these people a job, man. They taking our money. They robbing our banks. They robbing our trains. We building these trains and they robbing us. Let's create a job for them. They called it the police force. They called it firefighters. They gave them jobs, those old white murderers and criminals that robbed the rich. They gave them jobs and opened the door for them, said, murder these people. These are the people you murder and rob. These are the people you oppress. We're going to give you money for policing them. You here to serve and protect us, not rob us. You here to serve and protect us, and now you got the police force. You see how it has grown since those times. And now your old Jesse James criminals and outlaws and murderers, now they on the police force. And they get to exercise their bloodlust. They get to steal. They get to lie. They get to murder. But now they just have permission to do it. And the permission that they have to do it to, they got permission to do it to black and brown people. Not the rich that they used to rob. You understand? This is America in 2021. Go ahead. Where we at?
I have 2 Ezra 7-6.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 6.
And I'm bringing this out to show you that if you go to sleep with this George Floyd verdict, you are sadly mistaken because white people are angry because Derek Chauvin was found guilty. The majority of our oppressors, the majority of the leaders and these racists in America, they're going to punish us. They're going to punish our people for his guilty verdict. You understand? They're going to support the hell out of him, send him a ton of money like I bought out, put money on his books. They're going to visit him, send him letters, make sure he good, make sure he got everything he got, and they're going to murder a lot of black and brown people because of this, that you ain't going to see on video. You ain't going to hear about it so publicly like you heard about George Floyd. It ain't going to be caught on video. You're not going to have a ton of witnesses. It's going to be hell to pay for this. And times are going to get worse, and race wars are coming. Race wars have started. What they're doing to us is a race war.
That's right, sir.
What they're doing to us is a race war. So the race wars have started already, and it's going to get worse because some black people are going out of their minds because of the hell, because of the oppression, and they're going to try to fight this beast, but they can't fight this beast. And the beasts are going to destroy them. And then more black people are going to be hurt and angry and handle it the wrong way. And the beast is going to go destroy them. And the physical on the streets race war is going to begin. It's coming. We in the last days, it got to happen. Scripture.
Colonel Wakai, 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things.
Guess what? This city that it's talking about is a metaphor that Ezra is talking about, but this city is our freedom. This city is our kingdom, a place in a society where we live under our laws, which are the laws of the Most High God of Israel. And we have peace, and we have freedom, and we loving each other. And no other race, no enemy has power to hurt us ever again. That's this city here. Read that again.
Colonel Khan, sir. There is also another thing. A city is builded.
A city is builded, meaning our kingdom, our freedom, black man. True justice for us. True equality for us, man. Love, compassion for us as the people of God, man. That's this city. Go ahead.
And set upon a broad field.
But we ain't got that yet. It's set across a broad field, man. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan, sir. And it's full of all good things.
Like I said, man, we ain't never known freedom in America, man. We all been here 40, 30, 20 years. We have never known freedom. You think you free in America, you a fool. That's because you didn't become comfortable with slavery. You didn't learn how to cope with your slavery. So because you can flex your arm, even in your slavery and in your oppression, you feel free. That's why the sister said at the Save-A-Lot yesterday, they're going to come destroy this place tonight. So I'm going to hurry up and shop. I don't know what's wrong with our people. I like peace. I like peace in my life. Why? Because she feel like she can have some peace even while the oppressor murder us day and night, man. That's not freedom.
Right.
You're just comfortable in your oppression, man. You understand? Now, that's all we've known in America. Now, once that go away, and once we really see what freedom is, those are all the good things that's in this city that the scripture's talking about. Read.
Colonel Khan. Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
The entrance is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Meaning our freedom, our kingdom, our good life that the Lord got for us, we're going to have to go through some hell to get it. We're going to have to go through some very dangerous times that's coming to get it. We're going to have to go through some fight, some tribulation, some warfare to get it. It ain't coming easy, in other words. You don't get freedom easy.
Right.
You don't get freedom by sitting back, making agreements with our oppressor. You don't get freedom by joining the police force of our oppressor. You don't get freedom by joining our oppressor's military. You don't get freedom by pledging allegiance to our oppressor's flag and loving our oppressor's laws and society and holidays. That ain't how you get freedom. You get freedom by going through this narrow, narrow entrance that's set in a dangerous place, brothers and sisters. And we all got to go through it. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. Like as there were fire on the right hand.
And this is so dangerous that fire is blazing on one side of you. Go ahead.
And on the left, a deep water.
And on the left, water is deep enough to drown you, man. So all around you, to your right and to your left, is hell, danger, that you're going to have to fight through to get your freedom, black and brown people. You got to fight through this to get your freedom. And ain't no other way to get your freedom. There's no other way, because the city is set on the other side of this narrow path. On the other side of this dangerous place, with fire on one side and drowning dangerous waters on the other side. But you gotta go through it to be free, black people. You can't get free by loving your slave master. Read.
Colonel Khan, sir. And one path, and one only path between them both.
And there's only one path. You understand? Meaning this. It ain't all kind of ways you can get your freedom. There's not a bunch of different ways we can achieve freedom. You so-called black power Negroes, man. There's only one way to get your freedom. And God is telling you here, it's a small, narrow path, dangerous as hell, bro. We got dangerous times coming up, more dangerous than right now. You think it's dangerous to go on the streets right now with your oppressor? It's going to get more dangerous. It's going to get more dangerous. And that's the only path to freedom. Read that again. And one what?
And one only path between them both.
Go ahead.
Even between the fire and the water.
There's only one path. You got to go between this fire that can kill you and this water that can kill you on this narrow path. Read.
Colonel Khan, sir. So small.
And look, this path, getting to this city, to your freedom, to your kingdom, is so small. Go ahead.
So small that there could but one man go at once.
So now, meaning this, the Lord telling you, you better build yourself up.
Right.
Because we can't get you through that fire. We can be there with you. But as we walking through that path, we got to go one at a time because it's small. So you got to be, you got to come within yourself and convince yourself that I'm going to fight for this truth, man. I'm going to fight for the freedom. I'm gonna fight for our kingdom, and I'm gonna join the ISUPK because why? That path is the ISUPK. That narrow path, that is the ISUPK. I don't give a damn what the purple homos say. I don't give a damn what the candy cane Christian Israelites say. I don't give a damn what any of you Christian Israelites say or what you think. All of you are wrong. The Lord then showed it to us a long time ago, man. And ISUPK is home of the truth, and we are all of your daddies.
Right.
We are all of your daddies, and all of you come from or have learned from somebody who left the truth, right, AKA left the ISUPK. We are your daddies. And this one narrow path with fire on one side and water on the other side, that path is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
That's right.
The Water Commander General Yahan for keeping it and holding it down. The why. And now, even while you in here, there's still fire on one side and drowning waters on the other side. You still got to go to war. We still got to be built strong. 10 toes deep, 10 toes in it, like the brothers say. You understand? Right. 10 toes down. We got to be in it, man. Because it's so small that only one can go at a time. Go.
Khan. That there could only but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance.
Now, this is the question. If this city, if the kingdom, our freedom, peace, real freedom, living under our laws, man, loving each other, and being a community and a society under the Most High. If this kingdom, if this city were given to a man or woman for an inheritance, which it is, our kingdom is set for us for an inheritance, the 12 tribes of Israel, for an inheritance. Go ahead.
Khan. If he never shall pass the danger.
Wait a minute. Read that again.
Khan. If he never shall pass the danger.
If you just gonna stay home and say, well, I'm just a peaceful man, I'm just a peaceful woman, I'll sit back and just see where the chips fall. Let the chips fall where they may, and I'll just sit back and see. If you don't pass that danger, if you don't pass it, if you just say, I'm gonna join the police force so I can try to make a change, you know, so they can't hurt me. I'm gonna join the military. I'm getting out of this city. I'm tired of this city. I'm gonna go join the police force so they can ship me overseas so I can be out of this country. If you like Stevie Wonder, you wanna go to Ghana because America's too rough and America's too hard. If you like all these people that wanna leave this country because this country is so racist, you ain't gonna never receive your freedom.
Right.
You ain't gonna never receive the kingdom. You ain't gonna never receive that peace that God has for us. Why? Because the kingdom is offered to you for an inheritance, but you must pass through the danger.
Right.
You have to go through the danger, and the danger's coming, man. You think white people, these white racists, gonna just sit on their hands while we try one of their favorite officers? When we tried them, they was making George Floyd postcards with the devil knee on his neck. White people were happy. The majority of your oppressors in America were happy and enjoyed seeing George Floyd choked to death. Y'all don't understand our oppressor, man. While we looked at that video and felt sorry and compassion and horror, it ain't a lot of white people that can feel that. They look at that same video and they smile and they are proud of Derek Chauvin. They are proud of that Asian cop who stopped the people from intervening and helping. They are proud of those other 2 or 3 officers that did not stop Derek Chauvin from choking George Floyd. It was a beautiful scene to them. It was a beautiful scene to them. And I understand it, you guys. I actually understand how proud they felt of Derek Chauvin, him being their people. Because when I hear about these police getting murked and murdered and shot and things happening to them, it's like a joy. It's like a joy because we are biblical enemies. You understand? Right. And all the things that they have done to us is like, damn, finally something happens to them.
Right.
You understand? Finally something happens to them. Now, the way they feel about us is biblical in a satanic sense because we have done nothing to deserve their murder.
Right.
You understand? Why are they so mad at us? Why are they so angry at us? We have done nothing to make them want to ship us back to Africa. to oppress and lynch us the way they do. We have done nothing to deserve these things, but they still want to harm us like this. Why? Because the demon of hatred that's in them is biblical.
Right.
And it goes all the way back to the book of Genesis.
Right.
Read. If he never
shall pass the danger set before it.
If you don't go through no hell in this hell called America, if you don't join the ISUPK on this narrow path and fight through the dangers that's set to the right and the left of us, this small narrow path, if you don't do it, go ahead.
Sir. How shall he receive this inheritance?
Then you will never get your inheritance. If you don't get on this narrow path called the ISUPK, you will never receive your inheritance. You will die with the enemies of God.
Mm-hmm.
You will die with, like our king said, the devil and his angels. You understand? That's who you'll die with. You'll die with them. Give me Amos 9 and 8. Now we're going to see this is the only solution. There's no solution. The only solution is joining the ISUPK, going through the narrow path, and going through the dangers that God has set before us. Going through this hell that we're going to have to go through because our oppressor is an animal and a murderer. You understand? And there's only one solution for America to really free us. There's only one solution for us to get freedom and to get this city, man.
Right.
There's only one solution to have a true justice system. Don't think you're going to change the American government to fix their system to be just. Hell no. So there's only one way to get a true justice system and a true a set of laws and it's a peaceful society that's fair and righteous. There's only one way. Read.
Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord thy God are upon the sinful kingdom.
You don't think God see how corrupt this justice system is? You don't think God sees how corrupt America is, how oppressive they are toward his children, how murderous they are toward his children? God sees it all, every bit of it. He sees the things that we don't see.
Right.
If we could see all the plots against us that our oppressor has, we would throw up in our own damn mouth, man.
Right.
Because it's so diabolical. Their plots is so diabolical and so evil that you can't imagine that a human being with a brain would be this evil. But these people are this evil. And God shields us from knowing all the things that they do to us. This country would fall. Half of us would pass out and die. You Christians would have strokes and you would kill yourself when you see how much our oppressor really hated us. If you could look into their offices and into their homes and hear the things they say in secret. Psalms told us, the prophet David prophesied and said they have crafty counsels on how to destroy you, man. Psalms 83. That's what they do. And if we could hear all the evil they plot against us that God knows about, we would be sick to our stomach, man. Right. Read on.
Carnival Khan. And I will destroy it from
I will what?
And I will destroy it.
God said he knows about this sinful kingdom. He sees it all. And the only way for us to get freedom is for our God to destroy it. He said, I will destroy it. Read.
Carnival Khan, sir. From off the face of the earth.
He ain't destroying the earth, but he's going to get rid of these people that hurt us. They're going to be gone off the earth. Right. This kingdom called America, this country, this oppressive kingdom, and all the kingdoms that support it, they will be destroyed off of the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then there will be a transfer of power. You understand? Mm-hmm. There will be a transfer of power, and unlike Donald Trump, they are going to leave the White House. They're going to get their ass out of our White House. You understand?
Right.
They're going to leave their house, the black house called the Kingdom of Heaven, the land of Israel. They're getting the hell out of that. No doubt.
Right.
No doubt. You understand? Go ahead.
Carnival concert. Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
But some of us are so simple, we don't want to go through the danger. We don't want to go through the hardship. We don't want to join the ISUPK and be disciplined and call men sir and start from the beginning and build yourself up, man. We want to do our own thing and go around sideways, some other road, some other path. But there's only one path. Scripture just told you that. You want to take these other paths, you know, the Lord said, I will not utterly destroy the house of Israel. That don't mean he ain't going to destroy some Israelites. Some Israelites are going to be destroyed because they can't let go of our oppressor. They can't see the evil in them. They want to still try to make this monster, this beast, love us when he cannot love us. It's impossible for him to love us. But they're going to still fight for it. They're not going to receive this, man. And a lot of them going to be destroyed.
Right.
A lot of you so full of pride, you don't want to join the ISUPK. I know them brothers is right, but they think they the only ones. They think God said we the only ones.
Right.
It's only one path. There's only one truth, one brotherhood, one body, man. One. And we are not affiliated with no other Israelite group.
Right.
You understand? But there's still only one. And if you got too much pride, if you got too much stupidity, if you ain't humble enough to go through this narrow path and to go through these dangers and be in order and be disciplined and be a real soldier, you're not going to get it, man. The Lord is going to destroy you. He said saving. He's going to destroy the sinful kingdom. That's, you know, once again, money in the bank. But he says saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. Utterly means completely. He ain't going to completely destroy us because a lot of us, we're going to go on that narrow path.
Right.
Anybody in the ISUPK, you on the narrow path. And we got hard times to come to. Jake in the world gonna go through them narrow, you know, got hell to come. The Christian Israelites, you got hell coming to you. And even on this narrow path in the ISUPK, we gonna go through a lot of hardship. But guess what? We're standing with the Lord in the ISUPK. That path gonna be a lot easier to get through.
Right.
You're gonna be trained up well in knowing how to cross that path. You and you alone. You understand? So he says, saving, he will not utterly destroy the house of Israel. Jacob, go ahead.
Khan, saith the Lord.
Give me Ezekiel 35:5. And God said this. God said this. You understand? Everything we read and comes from the mouth of God. I didn't say there's only one school. I didn't say there's only one body. I didn't say, no, you can't have a lot of different Israelite groups. We should all come together, even though we believe in a whole bunch of goddamn different things. We should all come together. I never said that. God said that in the Bible.
Right.
He said that's confusion. He said you can't be unequally yoked. He said there's only one body. He said there's only one narrow path to get through this fire and these drowning waters. He said that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Read.
Khan, sir. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5.
And this is how God feels about our oppression. Once again, there's only one solution to our freedom, black man and woman, Hispanic man and woman, Native American man and woman. There's only one solution. Read.
Khan, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Check that out. Perpetual meaning nonstop. Nonstop. And you see what's going on. George Floyd. The day of his verdict, they murder a 15-year-old girl in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
We, the day after the verdict, today, 3 hours ago, brother body still laying in the street in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The murders don't stop.
Right.
They done had a perpetual hatred for us, and they're incapable of operating any other way.
Right.
So let's give up trying to change them.
Right.
Let's give up trying to make them right, trying to make them see what we see, trying to make them feel the compassion that we feel. You cannot do it. So let's take that fight and that love and that need for affection and let's give it to each other, black and Hispanic man, black and brown people. All we got is each other, and that's all we're going to ever have. And that's all we need. That's the good news. Our king was a black and brown man. Our God is black and brown. The angels of God are black and brown. All the prophets are black and brown. What do we need after that? I tell my family all the time. I tell friends, anybody I talk to, man. I said, I ain't worried about none of that. I work for the man who controls life and death. I mean, that's who I work for. That's who employs me. You understand? That's my boss. That's who I get my orders from. The man, the God that controls life or death. So why the hell am I afraid of any goddamn thing else? Ain't nothing out here that can make a UPK soldier afraid, because we work for the God that controls life or death.
Right.
Nothing dies without his say-so. Nothing lives without his say-so. And we work for him. That's the blessing of being on this narrow path.
Right.
That's the blessing and the confidence that you should have in going through this fire on your right and this drowning deep water on your left. That we work for the man that controls life or death. Daniel was in a damn lion's den for days with hungry lions. They stopped feeding the lions because they wanted them to eat Daniel. But Daniel worked for the man that controlled life or death.
Right.
And the lions did not touch him. And eventually, the God that controls life or death brought Daniel food, and the king pulled Daniel out of that den and threw them bastards, them evil bastards who caused them to get thrown in the den. He threw them in the den, and the lions were so hungry, they immediately ate these people, man.
Right.
But Daniel was safe. Guess what? Daniel rode with 3 brothers. Y'all heard of them? Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego?
That's right.
He rode with 3 soldiers, man, that worked for the God that controlled life or death,
Right.
and they was put in a fiery furnace. And guess what happened? Nothing on them burned.
Right.
Not their flesh, not their clothing, nothing. The king looked in and said, these people still moving around in the fire. And there's a 4th guy in there with them. That was the angel of the Lord, man, our king.
Right.
You understand? Yahushua in there with them. You understand? In the fire. Because our enemies wanted them dead, but you can't die unless our God wants you to die. You understand? Right. And if you work for him, you're safe, man.
Right.
And the only way to work for him is in the ISUPK. Because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they came out of the fire.
Right.
Unharmed, unburned. And the people, the enemies of God, said, what in the hell? Why didn't they burn? And they went to look and see what's up with this fire that didn't burn them. And it was so hot, the Lord had the fire come out and kill them. And kill them. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was in the fire and safe.
Right.
So even though there's a fire on one hand, deep water on the left, and a dangerous place in the ISUPK, we're going to get through that dangerous place.
Right.
The Lord is with us. The Lord is with us. Salaki, read.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Damn right. Go ahead.
By the force of the sword.
By the force of the sword. All the different ways. That knee on our brother's neck, that's the sword too. All that choke tactics, the guns, shooting us with guns, tasing, all the tactics they use to murder us is the sword, man. And they continuously murder us with the sword. Through all the protests, all the anger, all the George Floyd, they still do not hesitate to pull that trigger.
Right.
Oops, taser, taser. Oh my God, I thought it was a taser. Bitch, you're lying.
Right.
You're lying. You ain't think it was a taser. Taser, wait, they train them. The gun is a different feel from the taser. You got to cross your body to get to the taser. There's things you got to do to get to the taser, and the easy one is the gun. So you know when you're going for the taser or the gun. She couldn't stop her bloodlust, or she couldn't stop what cops do all the time. She know this is what we do. We pull that gun. This is what we do, and we pull that trigger. We talk about it later. Now afterward, because of the pressure, then she feel bad. Then she make up an excuse, and for optics, they call it optics, to make everything look good. She resigned. She resigned. Well, let's see. I think they supposedly arrested her, right?
Come.
We'll see. We shall see. I have no confidence in America's justice system. You understand? Read.
Khan. In the time of their calamity, in the time their iniquity had an end.
Go ahead.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God.
Listen, God, this is our Father in heaven, man. He said, as I live, meaning as long as I'm alive, and he ain't going nowhere. Nobody can kill him.
Right.
He said, as I live, saith God. Go ahead.
I will prepare thee unto blood.
I'm going to prepare you unto blood, Esau, white man, oppressor. I'm going to prepare you unto blood. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. And blood shall pursue thee.
And blood going to chase you, meaning death. Your destruction. The death that they've been giving us over 500 years, non-stop, that same death going to pursue them now. Go ahead.
Khan. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Since they don't hate shedding our blood, the Lord gonna send blood death after them. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Therefore, thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate.
Who?
Mount Seir.
And I'll show you that after this. Mount Seir. Whenever you see Mount Seir, it's talking about white people.
Right.
It's talking about our oppressor. Their biblical name is Esau. They're the nation of Edomites. Right. And their home, their dwelling place was the mountains of Seir.
Right.
Read.
Most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth.
So he's going to destroy the people from Mount Seir. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men.
Yes, that's Slocky. Go to Genesis 25 and 22. Just to be clear on Mount Seir. Just to be clear on it. It said east, it said Mount Seir. The Lord said he's going to destroy Mount Seir. Now we're going to read about that. Let's go to the beginning first. We're going to read about a baby named Esau, and we're going to read about his connection to Mount Seir. Go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 22. And the children struggled together within her.
Those children are talking about Jacob and Esau. We are the father of our race, Jacob, and the father of the white race, no matter which white people, American, Russian, Jewish, any of them. Caucasian people, their father's name was Esau. And they were two babies in the same womb of the same mother. And while they were in their mother's womb, they struggled, meaning they fought. We've been fighting him since we were in our mother's womb. Go ahead.
And if she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
And she asked the Lord, you blessed me to get pregnant, but I thought I wouldn't get pregnant. Now I'm pregnant and with twins. Why are they fighting inside of me? Why am I thus? Why am I this way? Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Stop. 2 nations, go ahead, keep reading. 2 nations are in thy womb, meaning 2 races. Your nation is your race. 2 different races of people are in your woman, in your stomach. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people, meaning 2 different races having 2 different mannerisms, 2 different spirits, 2 different characteristics. That's why we can watch George Floyd's murder and be horrified, and there's a lot of people that can watch it with total joy. There's a lot of our oppressors that can watch George Floyd be murdered with total joy. Why? Because 2 different manners are in us. That's why the Rodney King verdict so long ago, it was the reaction of black people and white people was totally different. Why? Because 2 mannerisms are inside of us, man. That's how God created us.
Right.
They can't sympathize with us. I repeat, they can't sympathize with us. And we should not be sympathizing with them. Read.
So
go down to 25. Time's sake.
And after that came out his brother and his
go before
that. Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red.
25. And the first came out. Yeah, 25. Go ahead.
And the first came out red.
And the first baby, which is Esau, which is the father of the Caucasian/white race, our oppressors, he came out what?
Red.
Read.
All over like a hairy garment.
So this baby came out of our mother's womb, he was red. Why? Because he had the curse of Cain on him. He had the curse of Cain. He had blood showing forth through that skin. He had no melanin, no hue in his skin, so the blood showed forth through the skin. He came out red, and he was a hairy little red bastard, man. Like hairy. Who's hairy today? What Edomite? Back when I came to the truth, you had that wrestler, George the Animal Steel. We used to talk about how hairy he was. That's the perfect Edomite. Y'all ever saw the Addams Family? Little It running around? Right. That was the so-called white man when he was born. He came out red like a little ball of hair. Hairy all over. Go ahead.
And they called his name Esau.
And his name was called Esau, meaning wasted away. Because why? They wasn't used to seeing your people. They were surprised the way he was born. Look, he was born like a dead, like he was dead. Like when you die, you turn pale. That's what they was used to seeing. like one dead. They called his name Esau, Ishah in the Hebrew, which means wasted away. Go ahead.
Khan. And after that came out his brother.
And they never described how Jacob looked, how Israel looked when he was born. Why? Because he came out normal, like a normal human being. He had hue. He had pigment. He had melanin. He came out brown, one of the shades of brown. Go to Genesis 36:8. So Esau, and when you look at white people today, look at Caucasians, really look at them, especially if they got on a white shirt or they wearing something white. You look at that white shirt or that white piece of clothing they got, then look at their skin. I don't care what tone they are, what complexion they are, what shade they are all different shades of red because their daddy Esau came out red. And it's beautiful when you at camp, you bringing that out, find you an Edomite and say hi to them, bring them up, be professional, and ask them, what color is your shirt? And then ask them, is your skin the same color as your shirt? They're going to look and they're going to see for the first time in their life. No, it's not. So how can you be white if your shirt is white and you're not the same color? I'm kind of like, I'm a redneck. Or they'll say something funny. A lot of them are making a joke. But you point out to the people, these are the red people of the earth, not the Native American Indians. Right. These are the red people of the earth. Esau. Right. Esau. Read.
Khan. Genesis 36:8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
Thus dwelt Esau, the Caucasians, their father, Edomites. Go ahead. In what?
In Mount Seir.
In Mount Seir. God just said he's going to destroy the people of Mount Seir.
Right.
He's going to destroy them. So it's bringing you home to who he's talking about. Mount Seir is talking about that red baby Esau. Go ahead.
Khan. Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. Edom. They are the Edomites. Edom means red. They are the Edomites, the nation of red people. So Esau, Edom, and Mount Seir are talking about our oppressors, our modern day oppressors, the so-called white man, the so-called Caucasian, whatever you want to call them. These are those people that God is going to destroy.
Right.
That God is going to destroy their sinful kingdom and destroy them for their perpetual hatred against the children of God, for their perpetual hatred against Israelites, man. And that's a beautiful day. And that's the one thing we can have faith and hope in. But you can't just have faith and hope on the outside and get it, because God said there's one and only small, narrow path. And that path is the ISUPK.
Right.
And unless you come in here and get yourself right and prepare yourself, you ain't going to never get that city on the other side, which is your freedom, which is peace, which is a righteous justice system, which is a righteous set of laws, fair treatment for all of us, and love and brotherhood and sisterhood, like the UPK trying to show the world even in 2021.
Right.
Even in this hell called America, we trying to show you a piece of the kingdom, and a lot of you too stubborn. A lot of you too evil and too wicked and too in love with America and this beast to humble yourselves and come get in order with us, man.
Right.
You will call men sir, whether you like it or not. But it's going to make you better, because a lot of you is real bitch made right now. I just got to tell it like it is. I see your videos and I see you talking. A lot of you is real sweet and bitch made, and you ain't ready for this war that's coming, man. You ain't ready for the danger that's set in front of us to get our freedom, man.
Right.
You're not ready for it, man. And I hear a lot of you try to take neutral sides. Yeah, I saw the ISUPK and I saw the other guys, and I ain't taking no sides. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to be this. But look, it was wrong on both sides. Stop talking like a goddamn woman.
Right.
Life is all about war, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. Nothing else. Just war. You understand? And are you going to war and go through this danger for your freedom, black and brown people, or are you going to continue to be bitch made? With that, I'll see y'all next week, Lord willing, man. That's the Ask You the Prophets. And Salaki. Let me Salaki with the time. Let me make some announcements,
not a game,
man. Everybody
not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere other than one that is not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'm a go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, nigga, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye, peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him running, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one West. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I'll switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walking this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.